I believe that racism is a tool, one of many.
Yes.
And I believe that white supremacy as a structure and as a system existed long enough to create the patterns within how we distribute resources, about how we perceive value, what's valuable, what a standard is.
It's a value system.
All of that stuff. It existed in a way that allowed that to ingrain and become a part of all of the fabrics of the globe.
Agreed.
But that force that was imposed onto the system and people to produce that pattern did such a good job that it doesn't need to exist anymore.
What doesn't need to exist anymore?
The force. Because we're doing the job.
Oh, yeah. It's a brilliant play.
For it.
It's a brilliant play.
And so when I hear people talk about certain forces and factors existing, I see a lot of this stuff as residual patterns and behaviors of something that once existed.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The analogy I used on the phone the other day is the king is dead.
Right.
But before that motherfucker died, he put his voice in our head.
Yes.
And
something just popped up too that's new. Go ahead.
And the voice that is in us is the voice that we have to fight.
Yes. So how everything works. So I responded at that time, we were using the voice. The voice is simply the operating system. It is the mentality. And for you, James, to say the king is dead, and you say that king died and left a voice without causing too much blowback and what the hell, we could attribute the voice of King James in the King James Version of the Bible as a replica or as an example of someone instituting a voice and letting it go out, and then as over time, the people adapt, and then that becomes the voice in their head. I have no issue with any denomination in which you choose to do.
Gotcha.
But using an example for what you just highlighted, to get a bunch of people together to construct based off older texts how we want to perceive the future in current day, we write a tune that now gets pushed out, and that version becomes the version that generations cite.
Yeah.
And like you said, or like you said in our chat, bad or good is just able to use as a tool. You can use a tool to imprison and to enslave, and those same people who were enslaved can use that same tool to revolt, to rebel for freedom.
Yes. Yes.
It's still the mentality. My issue is the fact that there's a need to do either, to imprison, to enslave, and to rebel and to fight. That voice shouldn't exist. That voice isn't based off love. That voice isn't based off justice.